Greetings and peace. This is Artis, your spirit guide. So today, I want to talk about altar, your altar science and building an altar. The first question I want to answer is, what exactly is an altar? An altar is what I like to refer to as an energy center and also a gateway. It's a place that we build in order to make contact and make a connection with the spirit realm and with ancient energies and with our deceased relatives. So, first off, you have two types of altars, and they can be combined into one, but you basically have two types of altars. One type of altar is an ancestor altar, and another type of altar is a deity altar. Now, some people put both ancestors and deities on the same altar. It all depends on what feels right for you. But most times you want to have separate altars for the deities and a separate altar for your ancestors. Now, building your altar. When you build your altar, you want to have the elements represented on your altar: earth, air, fire, water, and space. The earth can be some coins, pennies. The fire can be a candle, okay, and the incense can represent air. And also, of course, water. You want to have a small container of water on your altar, and you want to change that water every day and possibly do libations with that water and put it on your altar. That's something we can talk about in later videos. So you have the elements represented on top of a wooden material made of wood or a natural something natural. Now, you make a decision if you want to have a ancestor altar or a deity altar or both. Now, for this video, I'm going to use an example of an ancestor altar. So you want to think about a person who is in your family who is no longer with us in this physical realm. Someone you had a really close relationship with. You want to put that person, a picture of that person on that altar. Now, if you don't have a picture of that person, you can just simply write their name. Put them on the altar. And it doesn't matter if you were adopted or if that person is a blood relative. It doesn't matter. And I'll discuss that later on in other videos about DNA transfer. But that's for another video. So you have this person on the altar. Now, and you have all of the elements represented on the altar. And what you want to do, like I said before, is change the water on that altar every single day. And make it water that you would drink yourself, not something that you wouldn't drink, like water out of the tap or something like that. You want fresh water that you would drink yourself. You can make food offerings. That's another video. But if you want to, you can put food on top of your altar. So, you have all these things set up. You have the elements, you have the picture, okay? The next thing you want to activate the altar, and the way to activate the altar is simply through ritual, meaning using the word ritual as its core definition is to do something over and over again every day. So you create a ritual. If you just do it one day, you're casting a spell. But if you're doing it day to day, it becomes what's called a ritual. It becomes your ritual. So this is what you want to do. You want to get up in the morning when you wake up and simply change the water on the altar. Light the candle, possibly light the incense. Sit there, look at the picture of the relative or the name. Think about the picture of the relative and the name, and maybe have a conversation. Maybe just conjure up and think about the love that you have for one another. sit there in silence for a few moments, and then go about your day. Those are the first steps that you can take in order to get started with your altar work. Alright, so in the next video, I'm going to go into a little more detail about the altars. So until then, my friends, peace and greetings. This is Artis, your spirit guide.